dear students, I think you all successfully completed the entire lesson till date. As you know, for any education system, the content is devised by linking up with the curricular objectives. It can be presented in different forms to meet the needs of different target groups and can be designed to suit different learning styles and delivery modes. The key focus of the instructional design process is structuring learning materials or content to best promote student success. Hence, through this class, we are going to learn how to structure the content. Happy learning! Before entering into the details of content structuring, we are going through the key ideas of cognitive load theory. I think you have already learned about cognitive load theory. Today we will discuss about the connection between cognitive load and the structuring of learning materials. As you know, there are three types of cognitive load. The first one is intrinsic cognitive load. It is the idea that all instructional tasks have an inherent difficulty that cannot alter. The second one is extraneous cognitive load. The instructor can alter extraneous cognitive load by the way the content was delivered. The last is germane cognitive load. Once the extraneous cognitive load was eliminated, the instructor has the opportunities to arrange and enhance the remaining relevant content in ways that help students to develop expert level schemas. These strategies are the germane cognitive load. Hence, when choosing or designing a learning material or content, the instructor should evaluate the intrinsic cognitive load, reduce extraneous cognitive load, and promote germane cognitive load without overworking the student's working memory. Here are some ways to control extraneous cognitive load. Remove extraneous information. Place images near the content. Combine multiple channels of content delivery. Organize information into smaller pieces. To promote germane cognitive load, the instructor should highlight the important items. The next area that we discuss is planning pyramid. The planning pyramid is a framework for planning for diverse student needs and a tool for planning differentiated instruction. The pyramid is composed of 5 points of entry, which represent the factors the instructor considered when planning any lesson. They are topic, students, instructor, classroom, and the instruction. The instructor first identifies the key concepts or skills and categorizes the content in terms of 3 degrees of learning, such as what all students will learn, what most but not all students will learn, what some students will learn. Every teacher wants to maximum teacher involvement and participation of the learners in the learning process. He makes his classroom in such a way that it becomes attractive for the learner. For that, he uses different methods, rules, principles, etc. in order to make his lesson effective and purposeful. These settled principles, tenets, working rules through which teaching becomes interesting, easy and effective are called the maxims of teaching. There are different maxims of teaching. They are from known to unknown, from simple to complex, from concrete to abstract, from analysis to synthesis, from particular to general, from empirical to rational, from induction to deduction, from psychological to logical, from actual to representative, from whole to part, from definite to indefinite. Now we will discuss each one in detail. The first maxim is from known to unknown. When a child enters into school, he possesses some knowledge and it is the duty of the teacher to enlarge his previous knowledge. It should be linked with new knowledge. Then the teaching becomes clear and more definite. Next is from simple to complex. In the process of teaching and learning, simple or easy things should be first presented to the students and gradually proceed towards complex or difficult things. Next is from concrete to abstract. Concrete things are solid things and hence the child understands more easily when taught through their senses. Next maxim is from analysis to synthesis. When we divide a thing into easy parts or separate elements in order to understand it easily is called analysis. It is the process which helps in understanding the hidden elements of a thing. The process of analysis is easier than synthesis for understanding a thing. It develops the analytical power of the students. Hence, a good teacher always proceeds from analysis to synthesis. Next is from particular to general. General facts, principles and ideas are difficult to understand and hence the teacher should always first present particular things and then lead to general things. Next is from empirical to rational. Empirical knowledge is that which is based on observation of an experience about which no reasoning is needed at all. It is concrete, particular and simple and hence a good teacher first presents empirical knowledge to his students. Next is from induction to deduction. The process of deriving general rules, laws or formula from particular examples is called induction. In deduction, conclusions are derived from general laws, rules or principles. So a good teacher always proceeds from induction and finishes at deduction. Next is from psychological to logical. It is a child-centered maxim which takes into consideration the psychology of the child. Next maxim is from actual to representative. First-hand experiences makes learning more vivid and efficient than to give them representative one. Representative forms should be used at the higher classes than in lower classes. Next is from whole to part. This maxim is the result of Gestalt theory of learning, whose main emphasis was to perceive things or objects as a whole and not in the form of parts. Last maxim is from definite to indefinite. A teacher should start from definite and then he can learn indefinite things easily. Now we will move on to the important topic, content analysis. It is the breaking of the content into its constituent parts. The basic component of the content are terms, facts, concepts, principles, processes, methods, definition, symbols, formulae, theory and law. Let us see these components one by one. First one is terms. It is a definable word having significant meaning to the people at a particular context. Next is fact. It is the specific verifiable pieces of information obtained through observations. Next is concepts. It is the abstract ideas that are generalized from facts or specific relevant experiences. The next component is principle. It is the complex ideas based on concepts. It is the statement predicting interrelationship among concepts and it is the broad generalizations. Next is process. It is the series of tasks with a sequential order of occurrence. The last component is theory and law. It is the broad related principles that provide an explanation for phenomena. Now we will discuss about the key factors for the structuring of content. There are 3 key points for preparing an interesting content. The first one is student participation and interaction. It includes regular breaks for discussion and group activity. The use of questions at the beginning of the class encouraged discussion. The second key point is the role of structure. A clear structure is guiding pathway that enables students to prioritize information and to identify links and connections between concepts. Each content should have 3 clear sessions such as introduction, body, conclusion, and the last key point is passion and enthusiasm of instructor. Now let us discuss the structure of content in detail. As we have discussed earlier, each content should have 3 clear sessions. The first one is introduction. It includes aim and objectives of the class, key areas, and how the content links with the course. It should be clear, interesting, and should provide outline or structure. The second session is body. It includes presentation of key concept or concepts and summarize each key concept or concepts and its links. It should be presented through simple information, through small and relevant activities, and through relevant examples and illustrations. Conclusion is the last session of the content. Summarizing the literature, linking it back to the introduction, and concluding it with where the topic is leading. Next are the activities included in this session. Cannon and Newell 2002 suggested that the content can be sequenced in many ways. They are: proceed from reality to abstract ideas, theories and principles. Proceed from generalization to particular. Proceed from simple ideas to complex. Proceed from what students can be expected to know to what students don't know. Proceed from common misconceptions to clarifications and explanations. Proceed from whole to more detailed view. Now we will discuss about the techniques for presenting the content. First one is storytelling. It provides information through a story narrative which places content in a realistic context and illustrate actions and decision. Next is scenario-based approach. Lessons using this approach are built around a scenario. It is a challenging situation in which learners are required to make decisions by choosing among different options. Next technique is toolkit. An e-lesson can take the form of a toolkit which allows learners to select from a set of independent topics. Another technique is demonstration practice method. Teacher first demonstrates the procedure and then asks the learner to practice by interacting with the system. Dear students, I think you all have a clear idea about how the structuring of content should be. Select any content from your area of specialization and try to structure it for an interesting instruction. Happy learning. Thank you.